And welcome back, guys. Fantasy Stockball with New Level Investment Management LLC 2015-2016 season. And I just thank you guys for hanging with us. We've been getting a lot of support, a lot of outcry for these videos. So, the whole point of these videos is I really try to, take away the learning curve and bridge some of the gaps between the stock market and the glitz and glamour of fantasy football in the NFL. So hopefully, these videos really make sense, and ultimately, hopefully, they make you some money. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Our lineup this week, we're going to give you one quarterback, a receiver, and a running back. We're going to jump right in with Russell Wilson as our quarterback. And typically, I don't like divisional matchups, especially week one, right? Because everything goes out the window. He's playing the Rams, but I like Russell Wilson. They got Jimmy Graham. I think he's going to get a couple touchdowns. He'll probably get one on the ground as well. And I compared Russell Wilson with Facebook. And why Facebook? Because both of these entities, Russell Wilson and Facebook, have humongous growth expectations, right? You would think a guy that just came off of 2 Super Bowls, it would be tapered a little bit. But when you get a huge contract like he got, one of the highest or the richest contracts in NFL history, the growth expectation is going to be there. And the same with Facebook. They have a high price-earning ratio of about 90 right now, and they have a market cap of 250 billion, which is bigger than Walmart. So those expectations, any little misstep in what Facebook's execution is and what Russell Wilson's, if he starts to lose, is going to be magnified. So I like that matchup. I love Facebook for short-term and long-term success. Next up, I'm going to give you my wide receiver for this week. And I'm going to go with A.J. Green against the Raiders. I didn't really see a major a disadvantage or an advantage receiver for week one. I think this is probably the best matchup, A.J. Green against the Raiders defense. And A.J. Green is in that limbo stage, right? He's in that Dez Bryant, Julio Jones, Demaryius Thompson, where they're still young players, but they're really ready to become leaders of their offense. And I like A.J. Green in that arena. And I compared him up with Baidu, right? Because it's still a company that's growing. It's been around, but it's growing, and it's the equivalent to Google in China. It's a search engine, and I'm just going to throw some stats out there at you. They're growing revenues of about 25% a year. 30% more a year. Earnings per share is about 25% a year. Gross margins around 60. Price earning ratio is 25, and I think that's very reasonable for a company of this magnitude that's still growing. So I like that matchup. I think A.J. Green is still growing as well, so I thought that was a good comparison there. And last but not least, our running back for week one, we're going to go with Mr. All-Day AP, Adrian Peterson, Minnesota Vikings running back. He's going up against the 49ers defense, who's been decimated with injuries, retirement, off-the-field issues. I don't think Adrian Peterson is going to give you that 2012 season where he rushed for 2,000 yards. But I think he's going to do some damage, and here's one of the reasons why I like Adrian Peterson. Because he has Teddy Bridgewater, and I think that's one of his best quarterbacks that he's paired up with since Brett Favre. He's going to give you that read option. I think that's going to extend the useful life of Adrian Peterson. And I compared him or matched him up with ExxonMobil, and here's why. ExxonMobil is going to give you the best of both worlds. They got a 4% dividend yield. I know oil is gone down, and it's at $45 a barrel. It probably will dip down a little bit lower, but so what? This is a company that you can have in your portfolio for years to come. And there's one thing that you should know about the S&P and the stock market as a whole. There's 2 ways to make money. There's stock appreciation, which usually returns about 6 to 7% a year, and then there's dividend payments that return about 3 to 4% a year. You put those together, you get about 10 to 11% a year on a 30 to 40 year basis, and that's what ExxonMobil is going to do for you. Hey guys, that's it for us. Week one, Fantasy Stockball with New Level Investment Management LLC. Go Cowboys.